So do you think our generation is missing out on life because we're trying so hard not to make it full of ourselves?
That's a hot take if I've ever had one. I missing out on life because we're too scared to make it full of ourselves.
Like
our generation. I mean, I can see that people are very self-conscious because of social media. So it's like if you do something out of character, you don't know who is going to capture that moment and post it online and how people online are going to perceive you. So people tend not to be as realistic as they'd like to be because they don't know where they'll be captured and shown. That's what I would say personally. But at the end of the day, your life is your life. Do what you want. Don't really care about what somebody else is saying.
Fizz.
I mean, I think if you look at content creating, at the beginning, it's not so pleasing to the eye because it's your first time being on camera. You know, you have to act a fool before you truly find yourself as a content creator. So sometimes you find people who start, but they never finish because they get embarrassed by how their friends perceive them. But sometimes you have to push past that embarrassment before you fully find something, you know?
I think I even have something to say concerning what you just said. Do you think that when you start out as a content creator, your friends are your biggest haters? Because if you think about it as well,
Your friends. Friends one period.
but
Those are not your
there are so many
friends.
people that, like, when they start out, like, their friends don't really encourage them.
They're not your friends.
They don't really push them out
They're not
there.
your friends. I'm giving you the answer. They're not your friends. People that care about you and are your friends and want you to progress in life, no matter what you do, no matter what you do that is positive and will help you in life,
They will
push you forward.
Yes.
But that's not why we're here today. That's not the reason why we came here today. I'm Cam.
I am Deji.
And today we have with us another guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tando.
And welcome to another episode of The Mic. Hi guys, it's been a while. It's not been a while. It's been a while actually. Today we're going to be talking about culture shock. Cultural differences in living within Nigeria and living outside Nigeria, but seeing it through the lens of people in our generation. That is what Pando is here for.
Yeah,
that's what you're here for. We're going to pick your brain a little bit. So Pando, just give us like a brief introduction. Where you're from, where you stayed, what you're studying, what you're doing here right now. Just let us know you, let our audience get to know you a little bit.
All right, so I'm from South Africa originally. I lived there till I was 19, and then I moved here, I think, 3 years ago. And I'm currently in university in my third year, studying international law and diplomacy.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Why did you move here to study though?
Wasn't particularly a choice.
Oh, you're Nigerian.
No, yes, I am actually.
You said no.
No.
You didn't just deny this. Okay.
No, I didn't deny, but for looking at us economically, it's not the best time to claim being Nigerian, you know.
Okay, so you are part South African. Okay.
I'm half, yeah.
Half South African,
half Nigerian, yeah.
You decided to not take the name. Fair. Understand?
This life.
Nah, I'm joking. I'm Nigerian.
No, he's already been caught on camera. You understand? We understand actually. The economic and political state of the country is terrible, so you understand.
He understands me. You understand me, right?
Before we even like deep dive into it, I feel like by now, if you are one of our viewers and you are watching and you've not gotten your voter's card, I don't know what you want me to tell you. See, my ring fell down because of you don't want to get your voter's card. That's how bad it is. I don't know what you want us to tell you, but please ensure to get your PVC. Ensure to register. Registration is ending July 10th. Do your best to register. It's for the betterment of our country. I know people think, oh, like, what's the point? It's fruitless. It's not. It's one of the most. It's one way you can show your rights, prove your rights as a citizen of the country. Yes, you say there was the word. What's the word? Oh my God. Rig. Thank you. They'll rig the election, but just vote. It's fair. Just vote. Back to the main topic. So, I'm just going to ask you a set of questions. I have, unfortunately, never been privileged to leave the country yet. So, I just want to pick your brain. When you first came to Nigeria, you said you came to Nigeria 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
What was it like? How was, like, the environment? What were the differences you saw from Nigeria and South Africa?
If I'm being real, the environment in terms of infrastructure, South Africa is a bit pleasing to the eye, you know.
Okay.
But then I remember walking out of the airport, like the glass, and the heat had me. Yeah, that was heat. That was real. You know, I'm convinced Nigeria is closer to hell than anywhere else. You know,
No,
but like
please, we don't do
the
that.
heat was a
Don't do
lot.
that.
But it was also my first time experiencing elections that are violent. You know, you can't go. You know, usually in South Africa, it was so easy to vote, or it is so easy to vote. You just go, and that's so many branches. We wouldn't have differences because you believe in voting for one another. You know, it was so clean pace. But I remember I had to do some of my lessons. That's like for I think it's jam, right? So while we're doing it, they were having an argument outside about who they wanted to vote for, and all you heard was someone get hit with a bottle on the head, like while we're there
Where in Nigeria was
Like
it?
in
that's what I was about
Lagos.
to.
Okay,
That's what I was about to ask. Cause like
No, you
I
need
don't.
to confirm.
I don't think what this
Exactly. You need to
I don't think
confirm
what this
where
one.
the
Yeah,
experience, because I
so
feel like the Nigerian experience differs depending on where you're staying.
true.
If you stay in Abuja and if you stay in Lagos, come for me. Lagosians are not normal. You can't be normal to live in Lagos. Like, let's be real. You can't be properly sound to live in Lagos because everybody recruits for Lagos.
True though.
So, like, I think that's why your experience would have been, did I say, so bad or
But like,
so extreme?
sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
So like, even in South Africa, yeah. So like, obviously, you knew people or like you've heard things across board. So South Africa as a whole, like elections were never a hassle. There was never an issue. Like you've never heard of a situation where
Based on where I was living, because I've realized different zones have their own issues. So obviously, where I was living, I was privileged enough to not have any issues like that, or never heard of any issues like that. So it's just that kind of. It was quite shocking to see that, because I think during the day you're meant to vote, there's no movement. That's what we were told. You're not allowed to move, no driving, no going to work. They literally closed the whole. You get what I mean? So it was very shocking to see that you can't go places. And then I ended up having to go to classes because I needed them because I just moved to Nigeria. And then that situation happened. And I was a bit scared, but I was more concerned about, you know, youths that want to see change in the country, who want to vote but can't vote because of the violence that is, you know, in the country.
you to that
So it's very eye-opening that we have a lot that we need to fight for in Nigeria. And if we don't fight, no one's going to fight for us.
But then I feel like in the aspect of violence, I have, or what you see on social media, there's a lot of xenophobia in South Africa. Yeah,
There actually
and
is.
Maybe that's why he denied being Nigerian.
Exactly. Food for thought. Food for thought. Food for thought. Food for thought.
Funny, funny enough.
Food for thought, guys.
Funny enough.
Okay.
I've experienced xenophobia as well at school. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What was it like?
I'm so sorry.
It wasn't as bad as what it is now, but I remember during the period, I'm not sure the timeline, but I remember I was in maybe grade 7 at the time, and they were throwing people off buildings, especially Nigerians, and you'd see videos of it coming out. When during that time I was in class and we had gone to play football during break. As we're playing football, I think the guy I was playing with, I heard him while we're trying to get the ball. As we're going back, he was like, I should go to my stupid country and all of that. Because I was using my Nigerian name. I like to use the opposite name in the country that I'm in. Onyeka.
You are Igbo.
I'm Igbo now. I'm Igbo.
Maybe you sit down well.
But like,
Where?
Anambra. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
meant to be.
My heart's keeping
Meant-
beating a little bit. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
But yeah, I was getting told things like you should go back to your country. So at some point I started living in fear that what if, you know, I get caught somewhere that isn't home and I get thrown out of a building or get beaten.
It's
know,
cause being
'cause-
Nigerian.
I think the extremity is Nigerian go for 20 buildings if you are of a different sex.
But-
if you are queer, basically, that's when you can see Nigerians throw people off buildings for
That's actually
reasons I find hard to understand.
That's another thing I do want to talk about, the queer part. But then before I say that, one of the reasons why there was xenophobia at the time against Nigerians was because at first unemployment rates were high. So the country was frustrated, which meant the youth were very highly unemployed, right? But the Nigerians, most of the time, were the ones caught with drugs that were importing into the country. And some of them make it in South Africa. So they were giving it out to school kids instead of, you get what I mean? So it when you have such frustrations that force you to feel, should I say, this sense of anger that allows you to you know when you're angry and you just need something to explode on, you
So
know.
you should kill people.
I didn't say that. I
Okay.
didn't say that. That was what pushed certain people into those type of states. Because imagine you're struggling, you're not making money, you don't have a job, and now the people that you brought into your country are kind of, you know, bringing negativity and taking your jobs on top of the negativity that they're bringing. So what the wrong thing they did was making it generic, like giving it to everyone
Everyone.
instead of the people that actually deserve it. So it's just a moment of frustration. Though I experienced it, I could understand it to an extent. Into not the killing, I'm talking about the frustration
Okay.
to an extent.
So it was like similar to our Ghana must go.
True, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But about the queer, why do you guys have preferences on
you
who
guys-
can?
Sorry,
guys?
let's
What do you
before
mean by
we
do
you
you
know
guys?
what? You know what? You know how you said you should not make it a generic thing.
Mm,
People have issues. We're going to digress a little bit here because this needs to be taled about. I actually don't know why you are in a country where so much is going on and your biggest problem is who is sleeping with whom. Like, I find that very hard to understand. I have never really been able to wrap my head around the hate that is given to the queer community. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why Nigerians are the way they are. Like, Nigerians that do have such
hatred.
grievances
Yeah.
to, like, I don't get it. It really doesn't make any sense. It happened. There was this, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, that a young man was thrown off a building because of was he even gay? I don't even think it was confirmed he was gay. It was just that he was effeminate. Like, he had some
Feminine
feminine
qualities,
qualities.
yeah.
Exactly. So I didn't get why. I don't know why it's so bad here. I don't know why out of everything that is going on in your country, your biggest issue is someone's
Lack of
sexuality.
control. Sorry, I'm so sorry for interjecting, but like it's lack of control. You know, when I'm not excusing the behavior, I'm just saying like I'm answering your
Excuse me,
question
what
now.
behavior? Sorry.
The behavior of like being violent towards
Okay.
queer people. I'm just saying that like it is the clearest thing that you can. It's like, for example, a bully in school, more often than not, they have problems at home. You know, they have issues with their parents, and then they can't do anything back to their parents. So they come and pour that on and that. Like, I'm not excusing the behavior. I'm just saying it's, you know, when you're unable to attack head on your actual issues, you digress
And
towards
point on
things
so
that
on an
doesn't
oppressed
matter.
group, on a minority.
It's a foolish way of
But why
thinking,
is it mostly to the gay community more than the lesbian community?
only, like she
'Cause
said,
most- yeah.
like she said,
Can I answer? Okay,
women, it's queer.
no.
it's,
This question he asked is very valid. Why is it mostly to the gay community?
Oh, rather than like lesbians.
Yeah, it's not
Because
lesbian.
Nigerian
Yeah,
men
okay,
have
okay.
fragile egos. That is
Men
why.
have fragile egos,
Because
not Nigerian men.
no, sorry.
No, but that's not true
Excuse
now.
me.
But like, sorry, there are videos of white men.
No, we're talking about Nigeria. We're talking about Nigeria
Okay,
here.
sure, fair,
Because
fair.
Nigerian men have fragile egos. So when they see something when they see something out of the norm, when they see a man that is not supposed to be that is not acting as in the category of what a man is supposed to be, they get angry and they feel like they need to act out, which I don't understand. It doesn't make any out of sense. I don't support violence in any form in someone's sexuality. And actually, this thing you said that like, oh, that the tendency of them attacking gay men is higher. Funny enough, I know people that have been attacked because they are lesbian. The reason why it's in here, lesbians aren't as attacked is not publicized enough because
Exactly what I was about to say.
it's fetishized on.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Lesbianism is fetishized on. That is why it's not as attacked as often.
It is as attacked. That's why it's not as publicized. Because even in more rural areas, you would see babes. Like, I know, yes, it's mainly like men that like do this kind of violence. But even I've experienced, okay, not like personal, like I wasn't there physically, but like I've heard of situations where like even babes got attacked because, you know, they were lesbian or they were into women. Like, it's not your business who I'm sleeping with, man, woman.
Yeah.
I was about to say animal, but
I saw your face.
But yeah, getting back to the topic, how was your relationship with the food? Like
real life question, because we need chop for it.
Honestly, no, I love Nigerian food. I love Nigerian food. So I used to, even in South Africa, I would go to Nigerian restaurants to get the food. But I do have a sensitive stomach. So when I first came here, it took about 6 months of me
You
trying
encountered
out
the Yoruba people.
the same food.
Different.
Even now, till today, I can't eat certain Nigerian foods because it still upsets
Like
me.
what in particular?
Egusi, oh god,
Okay, yeah, I don't like egusi either. So
egusi or
Egusi.
anything with like consistent amounts of a large quantity of chili. You know,
egusi does egusi
not
have
chili. No, yeah, some people add.
As I was
They
confused.
add.
Is Egusi?
Not, I'm not talking about egusi itself. I'm talking about certain Nigerian foods when they have a lot of chili. Because my body needs to eat consistently, like chili this week, next week, you know. But I like to eat once in a while because, yeah, I
So
have
you
a very
can't take
sensitive
like
stomach.
proper peppered meat with one nice jollof rice and
Like if I'm eating that, I need to make sure that for the next day or two,
you're
I'm not going
okay,
anywhere.
first,
And I don't
first.
like using other people's
Don't worry, we'll
bathrooms.
invite you over. I'm Yoruba now. We'll take care of you.
why would you eat like something is chasing people? I don't
As
know.
that now, bro.
How will you be eating food and you are snot, tears, everything's coming out of your face? Like
But
But
that's how you know the food is nice.
Exactly.
That's how you know the
I like
funny
you.
thing
I like
is,
That's
you.
how you know the food is
excuse me,
nice.
food doesn't need to, make you cry and snot feel.
How many Yoruba have you seen crying? It's because it's you guys that can't handle the pepper now.
Wow.
Well, I take that shade though
The
because
spice is spice of life.
I don't know if I beg to differ because Nkwobi and Ishewu are very spicy dishes.
This
Please,
you.
what divert?
Because why?
I'm not going to enter
What is
this.
it?
I'm not going to enter this
You
shit.
help us with
So,
that.
like, tell us how, because you've told us obviously that you enjoy Nigerian food. So, how is South Africa? Like, if I was to go today, put me on
What's the
sports
dish you
now.
would
What would I
recommend?
enjoy?
A dish I wouldn't say it's South African. I would say braai is something you have to try.
Okay.
So braai is basically where you have how do I even explain this? When we say braai, we understand what it means. So like I'm trying to find a way to explain this to you guys.
Okay.
But you basically have roast the meats, but like outside with like the coal, you
Suya.
burn something like that. But it's not just suya. We have things like
Interesting stuff. I don't feel so sure.
Because he said roasting meat outside.
I don't know. When I had bread, I don't know why bread was also in my head. But if I'm seeing meat, I was
you know,
like,
we
sorry.
have meats like Boerewors roll.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know what that is.
What?
Boerewors. It's-
Okay. I mean, he's putting us on game, so no,
Yeah.
carry on,
You know,
carry on.
Boerewors is like this long, really long, like they put it in
Okay.
they put it in a circle, you know. I don't know how to properly explain it. But then there's like Boerewors, and you just put it on the meat. So you put the ingredients, right? You mix it up together, you put it on the meats, that's your chicken, you know what I mean? Then someone outside has to always brides. Usually it's a man because that's how we like it. It's usually for rugby people, and if you know, South Africans are big for rugby, you know, because we won. But let's not go there. Let's not go
Interesting
there.
stuff. Oh.
But yeah, stuff like that. And then what I would recommend is Malale Muhodu. It is
God, I beg.
Sorry, just say it slower for the
This guy,
viewers, not for us. So we got what you said, but just so that viewers hear you.
Malale Muhodu. It's a particular dish that basically has mostly when you hear it, it's gonna sound disgusting, you know. It's like intestines and things like that, but it's like in a soup type of thing. And then you get with a little pop.
That just sounds worse to me.
No.
Wait, sorry, you said intestines in a
Yeah.
soup
Yeah, it's like in a soup.
with pap.
Yeah, you get pop on the side.
Wow.
But I realize pop for you guys is not the same as
My
us.
South African
Yeah, I
fans,
guess.
I love you guys. But
Maybe there's a
waiting on
different
the
type of
chop.
pap, right? It's not the pap we
No,
know.
it's not the pop. It's not like
Okay, so is it like the
Pap is not
solid?
fufu.
exactly what I'm always confused about that.
Pap is akamu.
What's that?
What akamu is pap? Like pap is like custard.
No, that's not pop. Sorry.
So like, what is pap
Pap is,
in South Africa?
Like it's solid.
It's
kind
quite
of-
solid.
Oh, okay.
But you can use you use your hand if you want, or you can use a spoon,
Okay,
whichever
so
one
pap
works.
is
But
the
it's quite
eba
solid.
version of.
Yeah.
It's like eba.
It's almost like Eba, but quite harder. Just quite harder.
Interesting.
Okay,
And then you
I'm
put it
learning
into
a
the
lot
soup and
today.
you
Like-
eat it.
Oh my
For real,
goodness.
At least now I know
eat
that
it
once I
and
get to
stuff like
South
that.
Africa,
Okay, and remember we talked about
No problem.
the whole queer community in Nigeria and how the violence is against them. Would you say how is it like in South Africa? You say there's a vaster space for people to be queer.
because
Is
me, I
it-
said sorry. Because me, I said all men have egos. So now, tell me, like, is it actually just a Nigerian thing or it
Yeah,
is everywhere?
I think it's a little bit of the Nigerian thing. I think men do have egos. When in South Africa, you're allowed to be who you are.
Hmm.
If you feel you are gay or if you feel you are whatever, you're allowed to be that. At first, let's say in the 2015s and all of that, it wasn't as prominent as it is now. Right now, they even advocate for queer people, and I think it's even was it transgender month or something like that. But they're celebrating it right
It's
now.
Pride Month.
Pride Month.
Yeah.
There
So
you go,
I'm sorry.
yes.
I have a question because I don't know why, but I find it hard to believe that like maybe I've just been surrounded so much by like Nigerians, but I find it so hard to believe that my fellow African, South Africa, they don't have as much of this issue. So like neighborhood you live in, because like from what I know in social media, South Africa has this like big difference across certain neighborhoods. They're like white dominated neighborhoods where like everybody's really preppy and simple. Have you ever like lived in all those the more black dominated South African neighborhood?
Yeah, I have.
And it's still like this day.
No, not particularly. No, yeah, to some extent, you find maybe one or two individuals who are queer and they are just accepted by the community because they try their best not to promote violence because you can actually go to prison for trying anything like that. And you actually will go to prison if you ever try to attack someone for being queer. So in those black dominated neighborhoods, you hardly find people, but there are people who are queer to an extent.
So sorry. So what I'm talking about, but I think you've still answered me, was like the violence, the promotion. Like it's still like you're still promoted for being queer.
Yeah, it's a thing of there are certain people. So it depends on, let's say you're queer, right? And then you got attacked for being one. And then you went to the police station. Depending on who you encounter at the desk determines if you get help or not. But right now, I reckon you get help because of how the community is, how big it is right now. So they'll take it very seriously because if they don't take it and you go to social media and you say, I went to this particular police
And
station,
they never-
it becomes a big thing. But the chances of the perpetrator who attacked you, getting arrested is very big.
So there are
because they
repercussions. There are
respect it. Yeah,
repercussions.
there's definitely repercussions.
Okay, so like, question, what was your, because I know before we started recording, I asked you this question. What was your wildest experience your craziest experience in Nigeria? Like, what was something that you saw and you were like, wow, this is, I'm literally in another country right now.
Craziest. One thing I'll speak about is the pollution. The pollution was very noticeable, on the roads and in certain communities. You get what I mean? You had to go to really rich communities like the Lekki of places and stuff like that, Banana Island and stuff like that, to not see as much pollution. But the pollution is very, very clear. Another thing is people peeing on the road. Like people just pull out their on the road.
You see that thing?
And it could be a male. I've seen certain females do that as well. It was shocking. No, that's shocking. That was shocking. I remember that one very clearly. Because she just pulled up her dress and she was there doing her business. And everyone was just minding their business. And I was like, wow. But another thing that was very uncomfortable was I remember being in class and the teachers are flirting with kids and everyone is normalizing it. I don't know if you guys have experienced it, but that was my experience. Teachers were flirting with kids in a very, very sexual way, and everyone was normal with it. And I was looking around because I'm a very observant individual, so I was looking around to see if
Anybody had a reaction.
No, everyone is laughing, and there's nothing funny about flirting with a 15-year-old. You are
Exactly.
42. What are you doing? And everyone was just acting like it was normal. And I realized that, it's not. I'm in a different country. That's not to say it doesn't happen that side, but like the way he was so confident in how he was saying what he was saying was what shocked me more. And that one was pretty much an eye opener that I'm in a different country, different environment as well.
Wow.
So we truly get bad character.
Yeah, and the classism is very.
Don't get me started on classism,
we just had an
please.
episode.
Don't get me because no.
But wait, though. That's actually very, very bad because, I mean, okay, that's a different thing. I guess that's more like race. But like, if you're saying classism is really, really bad, because like I said, I spoke about the whites and the black neighborhoods for you guys. Because I'm expecting
Because
to be
there's
like,
segregation. I feel like this. I've seen a number of like videos on the internet talking about the segregative rates in South Africa. Like how much there's so much. How there are
Exactly.
places in South Africa where black people aren't. Black people are the owner of the land. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like it's predominantly. It's supposed to be predominantly a black place.
Yeah.
So like I've seen where like they are, oh, you can't come here because you are black. Meanwhile, it's in your country. So I'd say that whole class, though it's not the same thing, segregation and classism, but it's kind of.
So like for him to say that the classism is like really bad here, are you trying to say like our classism is
In comparison
worse
to
than
this
the
segregation. Or do you have a biased take because you've already renounced your Nigerian citizenship?
I didn't renounce it. But I would say when I said the classism is bad, it was from an experience. As in, average, like if you're averaging an income, do you get what I mean? You're not rich, you're not poor, you're just in the middle. You can still enjoy life like a rich person. Do you understand what I mean? So you could be rich. I'm talking about millionaire rich. I'm an average person. You and I can still be in the same room.
Sorry, so this is like in South Africa, right?
Yeah, in South Africa. So I can still enjoy life as an average person. In Nigeria, people treat being average as poor. So in my eyes, the way I saw it, it would look like there's rich and there's poor. There's no in between. You get what I mean? Like how you guys said, Nepo and Lapo. You get what I mean? It's either you're a Nepo or you're a Lapo. You don't do the in
Funny you
between.
should bring this up because we literally had an episode where we tried to table this matter and people were coming for me, but let's not talk about it because we already talked about it. Anyways, I'd say that in what you said, just what you said about the whole what you might call it,
Classism.
not classism.
Look,
He made 3 distinctive points that I was going to talk about, but now my train of thought
Oh my God.
when it comes back to me, I'll ask it.
Okay, like the segregation or how we asked him, and he said a middle class person could still live life.
The flirting of it has come back to me.
Okay.
You know how you were saying, oh, like was this in the second? Though I can say that the pedophilia here is
very, very bad.
I don't have anything to compare it to because I have not been outside Nigeria. But would you say that the pedophilia here or the ratio at which people flirt without thinking, without regard of the person's age here is more in Nigeria than it is in South Africa?
Definitely.
For real?
Realistically, yes. Men get away with a lot in Nigeria.
Men
That's my
get
opinion.
away with a lot in Nigeria.
They get away with a lot. And I saw it, and this wasn't in primary. I was, you do the jam for uni applications. So I was expecting, I think most of them are like 16, 15 until they change the year you can go in. So it was very odd to see a man. He said it too openly. Like it was so open. If you were downstairs, you could hear him say what he was saying. And I was wondering if parents hear these type of things and they react, or they just
Do you
think
remember
it's funny.
specifically what he said?
He would say things like he would like to, bend you over
Straight
to
up.
50. Yeah, to a 15
I
year
feel
old.
like one thing. Thank you for bringing this topic up. You see how shocked you are that a man could just open his mouth and say such wild things to a 16-year-old girl.
Young, but like straight up.
Yeah, and he would even
Straight
be
up.
like, "Come and see me after class. I'll show you what." Like, and I was just like, "What's going on?" I thought it was
everybody
a
was just
prank at
laughing.
first. Everyone laughed, like there was something funny.
Oh,
Even the substitute teacher was laughing. I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Okay, so like let's use it for let's come to our generation specifically. Yeah, what was one of the most eye-opening things that because I feel like the Gen Z experience, though it might be similar, is not exactly the same thing. What was one of the most eye-opening experiences you saw in our generation, like amongst our peers, that it's so different from Nigeria and South Africa?
To be fair, yeah, in that department, I wouldn't say there's a particular difference. What I realize is with our generation, everyone wants to please others. So most people are not doing things because they enjoy it. They're doing things because they know certain people will like it, and it's very annoying to an extent because you meet people who have so much potential outside of going out and doing the usual partying, but they never explore it because they're so used to, oh, I want to impress my friends. I wonder what this person might think or this person might think. So since I don't want to do that, I'm just going to follow the group. The group is saying
Party
parties are
mentality.
cool. You get what I mean? And
mentality,
it's so it was very funny. But one thing I would praise Nigeria for is how we praise God. The Gen Z particularly, they are very, very passionate. It's something I never experienced in Nigeria. I mean, in South Africa. That's not to say they don't praise God, but to the level in which we try our best to teach people our age, it was so inspirational. I remember just seeing young people just praising God and singing, and they look like adults, in church. They look like adults in terms of how they were praising God because it was so powerful to watch to the point where I had to sit down and just admire it for a second that, wow, you guys are
at least we have 1+.
No, but you know why I actually like the fact that he said it? Because people actually believe that in our generation, we tend to question the church. We are prone to go against the church. Do you understand? Like there's a lot of controversy on the internet where they're like, oh, Gen Z have literally, quote unquote, try to disregard the scripture. I've seen videos where you see people come out and they're saying, oh, this younger generation, they don't follow the scripture. It's not funny thing is it's not even that we're not following the scripture, it's that we're not going word for what the pastor is saying.
Exactly what I was about to say is that we're not listening to what your preacher is telling you and just following like a zombie.
Exactly. We are having thoughts and opinions for ourselves and
is-
reading the scripture.
which is what
And
Jesus
I think
Christ
that's where they have
encouraged
a
us to
problem.
freaking
That's
do,
the
man.
funny part. That's the funny part.
So like I just have one because I'm searching for pluses for this country. I'm searching. So like I think I've heard that our interaction. So that's what I want to ask. You said you lived in South Africa all your life before you. Okay. I can still ask. How friendly? Like when you first came to Nigeria, was the interaction very pleasant? Did you have a good experience with the people?
I feel like we shouldn't
more
ask him
so-
this. You know why I don't want you to answer this question? Because he went to Lagos, I beg. Like, honestly speaking,
he stayed so
all
like
his, you know, all his
Lagos based.
opinions have been formed on Lagosians.
Because this pollution, okay, like now when you came down to Abuja, was the pollution still as much?
Abuja is clean.
Thank
No,
you.
like, it's actually clean.
Give us our accolades
No,
more.
it's actually
now.
clean. I'll upload.
Exactly, because I know that even we that live in Nigeria, like Nigerians that live in Nigeria that have never experienced Lagos. I have a friend that just recently went to Lagos. And oh boy,
she was in for the shock of her life.
He
was in for the shock
He
of
was
his life.
like, this place is he literally could not fathom why the streets were filled with garbage. Like
This thing I heard that.
and then if they do wait, let me shock you. If they do environmental days, they'll carry the things from the gutter, put it on the road.
They just put it on the
And
road.
then rain will fall and then wash it back into the gutter. And
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
put it on the road.
so what's
Like
the
the
point?
environment has to move
They
from the
just
gutter.
they
put it on
take
the
it out
road.
from the gutter, put it on the road,
Also,
and they just leave it there until
I heard that
rain.
the air there smells.
Okay, so I feel like okay,
I'm not
let's
coming for you, no man.
I feel like most of your experience has been in Lagos. That's why I'm hearing so much negativity. Because I'm actually hearing so much negativity and it's quite disheartening. Do you understand? Because it's the same Africa. So I want to ask, when did you come to Abuja? Have you been to any other state? Have you been to Anambra before?
Yeah.
You've been to Anambra, okay.
Yeah.
So like apart from Lagos, your general experiences in like Anambra, in Abuja, in the question where he asked you, how are the people that you've met? Like how are the people of Nigeria?
Nigerians are genuinely good people. Genuinely good people. Apart from the struggles we have, as far as people, I feel like they're very, very kind. They're very quick to help. Obviously, people have their own. They have their own intentions on how they want to help or why they're helping. But
generally
they
speaking,
are very good people. But you know, in South Africa, there's this thing of just mind your business. Like you do your own thing. No one disturbs you unless you ask to be disturbed. So when I came here, I came with that mentality. You know, but I remember this experience I had at the airport with someone. I think I was pushing my own bag, and then someone just decided, "Oh, I would like to help you," and he pushed my bag all the way to the car. Only to ask me for 50K for pushing my bag. And I'm like, I didn't ask you to do it.
What did you expect? I was like, Ty, sorry, Oga, next time. No, like I feel like, you know how you said people have their own intentions, yeah? In that aspect, because of it at the airport, I don't know why they are so quick to help and then ask you for a lot. Doesn't make any out of sense. Well, I know that, like, generally speaking, I have friends that have come to Nigeria and they've said, oh, like, Nigerians in general are we're very communal. I feel like it's just our thing.
Because I feel like,
generally that one, they better than South Africans, to be honest.
So, guys, thank you. I feel like we've spoken about a lot so far, And if at this point in the video, you've not liked, you've not subscribed, what are you even doing, guys? What are you doing? I mean, come on now.
Honestly, if you've not done any of these things by now, you're just a hater. But you should do. You can be a hater and still subscribe and like and share to your friends.
In fact, you should check out our video so that you can hate well. Come on now.
So, like, don't forget, we're also on Spotify and YouTube and...
We there everywhere, guys. We there everywhere.
Yeah.
We there everywhere.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Once again, I'm Cam.
I remain Deji.
And I'm Sando.
And see you guys in the next episode.
Off the mic, though.